unclear whether President Trump will answer questions. Special counsel Robert Mueller wants to ask him about possible collusion and obstruction of justice. The more than 40 questions first obtained by the New York Times also focus on former FBI Director James Comey and former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Special counsel Mueller's team has already indicted or gotten guilty pleas from 19 people, including some of the president's former top advisors. Also new this morning, with the warm weather that's rolling in comes more bugs and bug bites. CBS's Hinadoba has the details on a disturbing new CDC report suggesting a surge in bug-borne illnesses.
The Centers for Disease Control is sounding the alarm over a new report that finds the number of people getting sick from bug bites is spreading rapidly. Infections from mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas have more than tripled since 2004, and at least 9 diseases have been reported for the first time in the U.S.
Warmer temperatures can lead to a longer breeding season, and that can allow things like ticks and mosquitoes to spread geographically. Also, the world is getting smaller and smaller. There's so much travel.
The 16 diseases tracked by the CDC include well-known diseases like Lyme and Zika. Lyme disease alone accounts for 63% of the illnesses tracked, with cases doubling to about 36,000 a year. And the CDC says because of underreporting, the real number is likely closer to 300,000.
This is something that so many of us worry about, right? Especially with our kids running around outside.
Diseases carried by mosquitoes like dengue, chikungunya, and Zika also saw sharp spikes. In 2016, there were more than 40,000 cases of Zika, mostly in U.S. territories, especially Puerto Rico. Hinadoba, CBS News.
And doctors say to protect yourself and use common sense. If you're going outside, especially in a tick-infested area, cover up and use insect repellent. And after coming inside, it may also help to put your clothes in the hot dryer for 10 minutes to kill any hitchhiking ticks. Turning now to Crime Watch, a man was wounded and taken into custody after exchanging gunfire with police and holing up for 2 hours in an East Billings home. Q2 Samantha Harrelson was on the scene just moments after the standoff began on Tuesday and watch the situation unfold.
Just before 5 p.m. on Tuesday, 2 probation and parole officers knocked on the door of a residence on 2nd Avenue North. They were met with gunfire.
2 probation officers returned fire. They were not hit. We did not know at the time whether or not the individual in the house had been hit.
For the next 2 hours, local, state, and federal law enforcement were staged outside the residence as the male suspect was barricaded inside. Authorities used the Bear, an armored vehicle, to break down the front door of the residence.
From there, the officers could see that the individual was there. He was down. He had been injured. There was a rifle that was within close proximity.
They continued to negotiate, eventually firing 2 non-lethal beanbag rounds at the suspect. The 2-hour standoff coming to an end with a bang, as authorities used a flashbang to disorient the man before entering the building.
Again, the whole idea, isolate, apply time, and then mitigate the thing. And so, wonderful job. I'm very, very pleased that that we're not having another officer-involved shooting where we have a death.
Authority has now been turned over to the State Department of Criminal Investigations, who are in charge of the crime scene. In Billings, Samantha Harrelson, MTN News.
And Samantha also tells us the 2 probation and parole officers will now go through their department's protocol for officer-involved shootings. Meanwhile, in Wilsall, the community is mourning the loss of a Shields Valley High School student who lost her life in a car crash. The crash happened Monday night on Highway 89. The Montana Highway Patrol says 16-year-old Lily Auger veered off the right side of the road, then apparently overcorrected, causing her vehicle to roll down a ravine. Auger was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected. No other vehicles or passengers were involved. Authorities believe speed and inexperience were factors in the crash. Continuing our coverage, the search continues for a Wolf Point man who jumped into the Missouri River to save someone from drowning last Friday. The other individual made it out, but 40-year-old Jason Azure did not resurface. Sonar equipment and a camera are now being used to search in areas unsafe for divers. Now we go to Yellowstone National Park, where a major staffing shuffle is underway as Park Superintendent Dan Wink gets a new assignment. The Washington Post reports Wink will be sent to Washington, D.C. to the office that supervises the National Capital Parks region. The head of the Park Service Omaha office, Cameron Shawley, would then take over as Yellowstone Park Superintendent.
We would anticipate and we would weigh in to make sure that whoever comes after Dan, if there is a replacement for Dan, and if this does come to pass, that they have a deep understanding of the conservation issues that face Yellowstone.
Bird also believes whoever steps into the top job at Yellowstone will protect the conservation ethic that created the park. According to Bird, Yellowstone's top issues include overcrowding, habitat protection in both the park and surrounding areas, and protection of wildlife. Turning now to consumer news, Gibson Brands Inc., famous for its world-renowned guitars, has announced the company is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Tuesday's announcement follows mounting decline in sales. Gibson was founded in 1894 and owns an acoustic guitar manufacturing branch in Bozeman, which we're told will not be affected by the filing. A spokesman for Gibson said in a statement to MTM News that operations at the Bozeman location will continue as normal. Gibson's musical instruments business employs more than 875 people. Billings is ranked in the top 10 places to start a new business. That's according to a new survey by Wallet Hub. In the survey, Best Large Cities to Start a Business, Billings comes in at number 8. The survey took in a variety of factors, including access to resources, cost, and a 5-year business survival rate. A few other cities in our region made the list, including Missoula in the number 4 spot. And in a similar survey of small cities, Cheyenne, Wyoming was ranked 5th, followed by Bismarck, North Dakota at number 8 and Bozeman at number 9. Wrapping up our news this Wednesday, the Banff Mountain Film Festival World Tour sets up shop in Billings Friday night at the Lincoln Center Auditorium. The award-winning films from the October Festival in Banff, Alberta hit the road each year to showcase the top entries. Banff crews travel internationally to highlight short films and documentaries on mountain life, fishing, skiing, and epic journeys. Helena and Billings are the final 2 stops on the World Tour. This year's films, just to name a few, include Joanna, a United Kingdom movie about free diving under the ice, Petal, the story of Hera Van Willick's bicycle tour across 43 countries, and Sky Migrations, about raptor conservation. Tickets can be purchased in advance of the base camp or at the doors of the Lincoln Center when they open at 6 o'clock Friday night. The first showing is at 7 p.m.